Welcome back to another Film Geek movie review. Here in just a bit, I am off to check out the newest creature feature, Black Demon. The story of Black Demon is based off of the legend of El Demonio Negro, a giant shark that patrols the coast of Mexico, more importantly in the Baja California area. It patrols the coast and just basically, I guess, overturns boats and eats people. It's just a big old giant shark. Supposedly this shark is larger than the Megalodon, which is larger than the great white shark, which is larger than the bull shark, which is larger than a bread box. I let that joke go on way too long. The basic plot of this movie, however, is a family goes to Mexico on kind of a work vacation. All I got from the trailer was the family's going down there with the dad, who apparently works for an oil company. And they're going down there to investigate some happenings on an oil rig. I guess there's no communication with them, so they send this dad down there to go check things out. And because, of course, being a responsible father, he's like, hey, you know what? This oil rig hasn't had any communications, so I guess I'm going to take my family out there to show them around. I don't know if that's actually what it is, but it just seems like that from the trailer. It's just like, oh, hey, for no good reason whatsoever, I'm taking my family to this work trip so I can check out this oil rig that has had no communication for a while. I'm sure nothing unsafe is going to happen here. Uh-oh, giant black shark attacks! Look, I'm not expecting a whole lot from this movie. I've got zero expectations going into this thing. We literally found out about this movie when we went and saw Sisu. We were walking along and saw this poster for this movie and immediately went into the theater, sat down, and watched the trailer for Black Demon on my phone. It wasn't even on the theater screen. We just sat down and watched it on the phone. And come to find out, it's only showing in this one AMC theater. Now, look, guys, this film looks very low budget. It looks like it's going to be just a B horror film. And honestly, sometimes those can be awesome. If this is handled well, if this movie's very self-aware and knows what it is, this could be a really good time. So honestly, I am looking forward to this movie because I love these little, creature feature B movie horror films. They're a lot of fun. So enough of me yammering. I gotta get out the door because it is time for me to go see Black Demon. Welcome back, just getting home, and you know what, guys? This movie wasn't very good. It was not very good at all. I was entertained, okay, so that's the positive of this whole thing. I was entertained, but I wasn't entertained in the right ways. Let me put it to you this way, okay? I wasn't laughing with the movie. I was definitely laughing at the movie. This film tries to do things, and it just falls flat on its face. So let's get into this, shall we? Okay, so I'm going to start with the negatives, and if I can think of something positive to say about this movie by the end of this, I will, but I have no promises whatsoever. Okay, so right out the gate, the first thing I'm going to say is the acting in this movie. Wow, the acting in this movie is really, really bad. It's like turned up to 11. This film really wants to be a melodrama about a killer shark, apparently, because everyone is dialed up in this film. I mean, seriously, everyone's character is just like kind of a caricature. Every one of the actors is just through the roof with their acting, and the biggest culprit of the whole overacting is our lead, Josh Lucas. He plays the dad, and I swear, it's like Battlefield Earth. John Travolta showed up and was like, Josh, chill out, homie. Save some acting for the rest of us. I mean, my God, this dude was over the top, overacting for the entire film. Like, the smallest things would set this guy off, right? They would just be like, hey, man, how do you think we're going to get out of this? How do you think we're going to get out of this? How do you think we are going to get out of this? All right, now that's not too far off. I think I could have been in this movie. That is the kind of acting that was in this movie. And he really, I don't know if it was bad directing, but oh my God, the acting is just terrible. And it really leads to a lot of unintentional laughs in this film. That's the next thing. Okay, so this movie should not be a comedy, but I laughed my ass off at it. Let's start with the CGI. There is supposedly a shark in this film. I never really saw a shark. I saw a big black blob that was floating around every now and then way off in the distance in one shot, I think a fish popped out of the water, but I'm not sure because it was just so blurry and in the distance. I have no idea what happened. I mean, geez, oh God, you know, people say, oh man, the CGI in the latest Marvel film is so bad. I was wishing for that CGI. Wow. I'm not even going to say that it's Sharknado level. It's not that bad. That's intentionally bad. This was someone who actually probably looked at that shark and was like, that's fucking genius right there. That's a shark. That is what sharks look like. Oh, wow, it was bad. I mean, good Lord, if you're going to have a movie about a killer shark, at least make sure the killer shark looks good, or pull a Steven Spielberg and just hide the goddamn shark. If the shark doesn't work, do this thing called create, ambience. But atmosphere. Let's not create atmosphere. No, let's just really have a bad CGI shark. Now, God, the story in this movie, it's so, wow. I think they're trying to make some kind of point, like some kind of environmental something, but it's so lost in translation. It's not even funny because it's just so bad. I mean, come on. This is just a movie about a killer shark. It doesn't have to have anything else in it whatsoever. I think the whole environmental thing that they threw in was in order to hide the bad CGI a little bit, because part of it was the fact that this oil rig was leaking, so there was oil everywhere. And sorry, okay, I mean, that's not really a spoiler. You find that out like right within the first bit of the movie that there's this problem going on there. So anyways, when they show underwater shots, it's really blurry and mucky down there because of all the oil. And you know what? That is definitely by design. But they didn't give a good enough subplot to really be able to drive that home. It is just obvious. It's like N64 fog. It is bad. Okay, so I think I've really beaten this movie to pieces. It is just a paint-by-numbers survival story, kind of. It's got terrible acting. The shark looks god-awful. There are no moments of high tension. There's no moments of fear. There's no moments of anything. It's just like, can we please finish this movie up? Oh my God. I think I have a dentist appointment I have to get to, because I would rather be at the dentist office than sitting watching Black Demon. Now, if I have one positive that I'm going to say about this film, it was positively hysterical. I laughed my ass off so many times in this movie. Like I said, this movie is terrible, but it is not unentertaining. I don't know if that's a word or not, but I'm going to use it. This film is entertaining for all the wrong reasons. Things that you're not supposed to laugh at, you're gonna laugh at. Moments of like high drama, you're gonna laugh. I don't know how many times I laughed at the mom and dad having an argument about things, but my God, everything that happens is honest comedy gold. So if anything, this is definitely worth a nice little viewing on that national holiday known as 420 when it shows up on your streaming services. I don't think this is a film that necessarily deserves your money in theaters, but if it does pop up on something like Tubi TV, notice I said Tubi TV, which is a free service, you just have to put up with commercials. If it pops up on something like Tubi TV and you're sitting there on a 420 afternoon and the time happens to turn 420, well, you know what, guys, this movie might be for you. Otherwise, I say skip this thing. Alright, guys, well, that's all I have for you today. Thanks again for checking out the Film Geek. If you liked what you saw here today, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, ring that bell for notifications, and give me the old thumbs up so I know you like what you're seeing. And if there's one more thing you can do, folks, that is keep watching movies. You know I'm gonna. Fucking Black Demon.